Hey guys, I am doing some work tonight, charting, listening to some conference calls, following up with people, emailing, making some phone calls, and I just had something on my heart that I had to share with you guys. I have recently shared this story at a couple of One Team One missions that we've done. I know I shared it in Pittsburgh and in Huntsville this last week, and I just felt compelled to share it with the team tonight. A couple of years ago, Ryan and I really had a big struggle. We had decided once I got pregnant with Cameron, who is our second daughter. Our first daughter was only 7 months old, and when I got pregnant again so quickly, it wasn't planned, and we sort of freaked out, and we felt in our heart that God was calling us to East Texas, to be close to my mom and dad, and to have that family support with two babies. We were out in Lubbock, Texas, all by ourselves, and none of our friends had kids yet, and so we kind of felt alone in that area, and I definitely needed my mom. And we needed grandma, and so we really felt compelled and in our heart that God was calling us to move to be closer to my family. So we picked up and we moved everything. We didn't have jobs. We just literally, Ryan was a teacher, and so we knew he was going to get paid through the summer. And so we felt like we could move and get paid through the summer, and he would be able to find a job pretty quickly, and I would be able to find something pretty quickly, and we would get settled in and moved, and everything would be just fine. And so, we moved, and it really wasn't like that. We had a struggle finding good jobs in East Texas. We really did. And I had Cameron, and I ended up taking a job, and then I left the job because I realized we were paying more for childcare than what I was making. And Ryan got a job, and it was fine for a while, and then he got laid off from that job. We opened a business. Many of you might not know this. We opened a coffee shop in Quitman, and it was a coffee shop and recording studio called Studio Java. We had a lot of fun with that, but we opened that and ran it, and then we ended up closing that down because we couldn't afford it. And so we had a lot of struggle for a couple of years, for about 2 years, and we started questioning God. We were like, why did we feel in our heart that we needed to move? And nothing seems to be working out. And so we started questioning a lot, and even considered moving back to Lubbock, and we just really struggled. And in that time we got in a lot of debt, and we relied heavily on the help of family and friends, and God really provided for us and took care of our needs, and we sold a lot of stuff, and it was just a very trying time, and we had a newborn baby, and we just didn't understand why we felt like we were supposed to move to Quitman, and then nothing seemed to work out. And then all of a sudden, my dad passed away suddenly, and it was very tragic. And I was really close with him, and at that point, I realized that's why we moved. That is why we left Lubbock, not knowing what the future held, and that's why we moved to be closer to my family, is so that we could have those 2 years with my dad. And at that point I realized, God's in control of everything, and I stopped questioning, Ryan stopped questioning, and we knew that God was in control of that situation. And during that 2 years, we lived with my parents off and on because we were having such a hard time, and we were able to spend so much time with him, and time that is cherished now for sure. And my girls got to know him. Otherwise, they would not have known him hardly at all because we lived 8 hours away. And so during that time, and I'm getting to the point of the story, guys, so stay with me. But during that time, during our financial struggles, we visited Lubbock. We went back there to take care of the closing of our house that we finally sold. It took forever. That's another thing that was added to the list. It took forever to sell that house, and so we went back there, and we visited our good friends, Danny and Ashley Sinclair. And while we were there, they knew we were having a really tough time financially, and they gave us an envelope full of money. And when we opened the envelope, there was $500 in the envelope. And at that time, that $500 felt like $1 million to us. And that is a gift that we have never forgotten, and we definitely appreciated and needed during that time of our lives. And their generosity always meant so much to us, and that gift really made the difference in our lives at that time, because we, like I said, were struggling so bad. And so the other thing is that Danny and Ashley, they were just giving out of their heart, and they were just sharing. That's just the kind of people that they are, and that's the kind of people they still are. And these are the people that are upline in It Works Global. And that was a gift. And Ashley, I feel like she gave me a gift when she introduced this company to me. Ryan and I were doing okay when this came into our lives. When Ashley told me about It Works, we were living paycheck to paycheck, which was honestly a huge step above what we had been through the last couple of years prior to that. And so we felt very blessed, but we were struggling because we live paycheck to paycheck like most Americans do, and so there was never anything extra for anything. And so it was always kind of stressful still at the end of the month to be, down to the wire with money and just waiting for your paycheck. And so when she presented this opportunity with It Works Global, I didn't realize it when I said yes, but that truly was a gift in itself, and that has changed our lives too as well, just like that $500 did. And when I think about that and think about the fact that what I have with It Works Global is truly a gift that can change someone's life if I just tell them about it and they accept it and they allow it to change their life, that really helps me to change my perception on this whole business. And it is so much easier for me to go out and for me to share it with people that I don't know, people that I do know and that I love and care about. I want to share this gift that I have in It Works Global because it has changed my life, and it's allowing us the opportunity to do so much more, to live more, and to give more. And so I encourage you tonight, long story, I know, but long story short is I encourage you to look at this business like a gift, and you hold this amazing opportunity in your hands. This business is way more than a wrap. You guys know that, and those of you that just joined, you will realize that. But as you go out and you share it with people, or if there are people that this could change their life, don't be scared to share it with them. You're holding a gift, and when you give a Blitz card to someone, look at it that way. You're giving somebody an opportunity to change their life. You're not asking them for anything. You're not asking them to join your team per se. When I go out and I think of it like, here's a gift, instead of what can you do for me, I think of it like, here, look what this can do for you. And if you change if you allow that to do a paradigm shift in your mind, that will change your perception and that will change your business. I promise you guys. So I just had to share that tonight. I don't know why. I was just sitting here working and I thought I have to share that. So I hope it spoke to you in some way. I love you guys, and let's finish this month strong. Good night.